Ready? Hello, we're here for Seraglio Point Television on Worthing Pier, and today we're talking to Mr. John Richards, who is the chairman of the Worthing Skeptics in the Pub organisation. He's a writer in his own right, and some political class too. But today we're here to talk about Worthing-centred things and possibly more international issues. I'm Sean, or Ben, depending on how you know me, and this is John.
Hello, Sean.
Hello. What a lovely day for this.
Isn't it? Yeah, aren't we lucky, eh? Mind you, a lot of our days are nice in Worthing, aren't they?
Not always dependent on the weather.
Yes.
I understand that the Worthing Skeptics in the Pub is the oldest, or one of the oldest in the area.
Yes. Most of the other Skeptics in the Pub, Chichester is more younger, it's more recent, and the others seem to go in and out of existence. You could blink and miss them. Brighton's been dead and reincarnated 2 or 3 times since we've been running. Horsham is currently out of existence, and I think Lewis is also moribund right now.
Right.
But we've been plugging away since October 2013. We've had meetings every month, sometimes 2.
How did the Skeptics start, and what was the genesis of the organisation?
Well, potted history. 2 GPs in London in the 1990s used to enjoy meeting up for a pint and chewing fat, you know, putting the world to rights. And they thought maybe other people would like this. So they started the very first Skeptics in the Pub. And since then, I suppose it's about 20 years ago, since then it's spread. And I think we now have 40 in this country, but they're all over the world too. There's Germany, New Zealand, Australia, America, and South Africa too. And we are in contact with quite a lot of these, thanks to the internet. What a wonderful thing that is.
What's the ethos behind Skeptics as an organisation? What's underneath it?
Yeah, okay. Well, we're people who like information. We find information more than just interesting, we find it entertaining. And we're the sort of people who would watch a documentary on TV rather than a soap, for example. And we like our information to be factual. We don't like to be deceived by pretty stories that actually aren't true.
Out of the Worthing Skeptics speakers and events, which has been a standout for you? Not your favourite, but a standout.
Yeah, okay, well, we've had several. I liked, we had a speaker whose name's not going to come to mind, unfortunately, from Sussex University. Look at our website, you'll see all the details going back 1 year. The website doesn't hold data going a lot older than that. The website address, by the way, is worthing.skeptics in the pub. That's all one word, and we spell skeptics the American way with a K. .org. Worthing.skepticsinthepub.org. And so we had this commercial over. We've also got a Facebook group, of course, which is called Worthing Skeptics. So you just go to Facebook and search for Worthing Skeptics, and there we are. And you can post your own comments on that, and start original threads, and so on. We have a lot of fun. We've got 150 members on there, and we've got 250 members on our email database. And we pull in people from anywhere within half an hour's travel journey to the centre of Worthing. So we get people, visitors from Hove and from Upper Beeding, you know, Chichester, and places like that. What was the question?
You pretty much answered that.
I did that, didn't I? Oh, you were asking me about favourite events, or the standout events. I started to tell you about, so I was waffling so that his name might come to mind, but it didn't work.
We'll find him.
It was a psychologist who came and spoke to us from Brighton University. He was riveting. We've also had so many. I mean, we've had hypnotists, we've had a couple of conjurers. We like to mix in a bit of humour sometimes. So every birthday, we specifically hire a comedian. But we've also had people from almost any area of expertise you can imagine. We've had someone from the local zoo, Marwell Zoo. We've had, in May, coming to visit us, we've got somebody from CERN, the Large Hadron Collider. It's not Brian Cox, but he's someone who knows Brian Cox, and he'll be great. And then on that occasion, because I've also started Junior Skeptics. So now, apart from the evening events in the pub, we do school events, no pub, for 13, 14-year-olds. And so that guy is coming to tell us about hunting the Higgs boson. And he's going to do the schools in the afternoon. This one will be hosted by the bow hunting school. And we invite all the neighbouring schools, and they walk over and join us. And then he's going to do the grown-ups event in the evening. So that'll be really good. So there you are. Go to our website and see what we've been doing in the past. We recently had someone come and tell us all about the Vikings, who don't have horns on their helmets, or didn't have horns on their helmets.
No way.
All sorts of stuff like that.
Stuff. How do you explain the popularity of Skeptics? It's normally based on the pub. Is it just to lead you? Is it a comment on the media and sort of people being force-fed things, or a grassroots thing like that?
I think it's pretty much grassroots. Social media, big help, of course, because I drum up an audience by emailing our database and putting messages on Facebook to all of the groups with Worthing in the title, for example, and we tweet a bit, and we put out a few posters as well as salient points in the town, museum, the Denham Lounge, and other places where people gather. Initially, of course, when I began back in 2013, and I didn't have a database, I put round posters and started to get interest like that. A poster in, what's it called? Watersford. Bookshop.
Waterstones?
Waterstones. Thank you.
Advertising. So that's the reason that it's become so popular, and all across the country, as you say, across the world. Is it also a response to coin a phrase, the dumbing down of culture?
Oh well, yes, I think so. It's a grassroots reaction to this terrible movement, which has tended to make ignorance seem to be equal value to expertise. And look what it's done for us. And look what it's doing in America. I'm an ex-teacher. This is nonsense. We've got to fight against it. So I can't stop, basically. I retired a long time ago. Science is not something you can switch off. So I'm still doing it.
I was the other day I was watching a documentary on Sky Arts about Mr. William Blake, who I'm a fan of, and I put on the Blake list kind of last year.
Because he lived in Feltham.
That's right, in the Fox Inn.
Across the road. Yes.
For sedition.
Yes, you can still walk past his house. And it's there that he saw, or thought he saw, the vision of angels in the tree. This is a very religious man. He interpreted what was probably a meager as angels in the tree. And it inspired his wonderful poetry. I'm not going to sing to you.
Jerusalem?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Jerusalem was a poem, of course, before it became an anthem. When, what was his name? Perry wrote that marvellous music. Very stirring. Yeah, that very stirring music.
Yeah. And it became kind of reclaimed by Jingo.
Yes, it became we've got to an English anthem, because of course we have a British anthem, the United Kingdom anthem, but we don't have an official English anthem. So there's Land of Hope and Glory and Jerusalem are vying for the title.
In this documentary, it was trying to say that it was trying to contemporaneify. Make contemporary.
Yeah, I'll take that.
His ideas.
Coin a word. Why don't you?
And they were going on about how he didn't like science. He was anti-science and very anti-Newton. In fact, he was anti-Mr. Newton.
Yes.
About anti-science, and I find that difficult when it's a presumption about an artistic hero, but then to say, well, he was anti-science, well, we don't necessarily know that's the case.
Right.
Are you anti-art because you're pro-science?
No. I used to be a keen semi-professional musician many years ago, so I class myself as being pro-art. I'm not pro my choice of art, I'm not terribly pro-ballet or opera, and I'm not terribly pro-fine art, but I've got a foot in the arts community.
And you don't see any sort of tension between, definitely not about art and science, but do you consider that spirituality in the way that it's talked about now is a con and it's against what you believe in?
Well, no, you've used a couple of words there that I really don't use myself. I mean, I don't use spirituality because who knows what it means. It's got so many different usages. If you look it up in the dictionary, you'll find there's about 8 different uses for spirituality. That makes it, to my mind, as an ex-science teacher, a pretty useless word. I mean, what is the point of communicating if neither of us knows exactly what the words mean? And we can have different slants on spirituality for ourselves that don't share. So that's nonsense. So I want everything to be as evidential as possible. And as far as belief is concerned, I think it's just a choice. And what's the use of that? I mean, I've chosen coffee without sugar, but I don't think I should inflict that upon my children, and I don't think I should kill people who disagree. And so a belief is another. It's a word which doesn't serve us well in the 21st century. It's given far too much importance, way beyond what it deserves. It's just a choice. And trivial. Monumentally unimportant because of the personal, subjective.
I was watching a documentary on Richard Dawkins the other day, Danny Dick, and he describes himself as a materialist.
Yes.
Which has a slightly kind of problematic thing, sort of post-Madonna with Material Girl. Do you describe yourself as a materialist?
Yes, I would. Materialism is an assumption. It is the one assumption that science is built on. It's the foundation of science. But it hasn't been falsified. And look what science has achieved based on that one assumption. I mean, could we have done this interview? Could we have uploaded it to your channel without science? So my view is that materialism has been proven countless times post hoc after the event of assuming it. So yes. And immaterialism, well, I mean, again, we're in the area of vague definitions because to a materialist, immaterialism means not made of matter. That's all it means. But other people, believers in particular, choose to make immaterialism mean something else. They choose to make it mean another realm beyond reality, which is somehow part of everything. I can't go with that, I'm sorry.
You don't have proof.
Well, exactly. Proof. You're using another word which is contentious. We don't have evidence of anything immaterial. And not only do we not have evidence for it, but we can't obtain reality is untestable. I mean, that's the point of it. They have imagined, conceived this other place in order for it to be impregnable to investigation, to put their things that they want to believe in. It's a refuge, but it's not real, and yet they claim it is. So, and as for proof, well, proof is purely conceptual. You can have proof in logic and maths, which are thought. So you can conceive of proof. You can conceive of a point with no area, just a location, which of course is a nonsense, but it's a great concept. Geometry is built on it. You can conceive of a line which has length but no width, which is another nonsense. It's just a concept. So proof is in that realm, and we can't have it in the natural realm. What we can have is evidence, but our evidence doesn't equate to proof. We have never found a perfect match between evidence and proof, because tomorrow new evidence might arrive. We don't know.
What do you say to people of belief who say that atheists are immoral?
Oh.
In a moral way.
Well, why are they making such hateful statements about their fellow humans? That's just nasty, isn't it? I like what's his name? Penn of Penn and Teller.
The big guy.
Yeah, the big guy. He said, I do all the raping and murdering that I need, which is none. I mean, that's what they're up to. I don't even admit to being an atheist, because I see atheism as a word coined by theists to denigrate non-members of their club. Previous words used for the same purpose have included heathen, infidel, Gentile, even kafir, and so all hatred is coming towards non-members from members, and I don't want any part of that. I call myself a non-believer.
Non-believer.
Yeah, these batteries. So, what's the question?
Going to push it towards it's about atheism, but
Yeah.
put that point about being a non-believer. At a recent Skeptics meeting, a certain member expressed a strong dislike about Richard Dawkins. Back to him again.
Yeah.
What do you think that thinking as a skeptic comes from?
Well, I see nothing to dislike in Richard Dawkins. He can be a bit abrupt, and he's got a reputation which he doesn't deserve of being scornful. But if you actually watch his videos, you'll find that he is scrupulously polite to people that he disagrees with. It's just that they seem to have a very tender and thin skin, and they can't take their ideas being challenged. So I'm an admirer of Richard Dawkins. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, well, definitely. It's as the atheist school, the new atheists is what they call themselves.
Yes.
I'm a
Militant atheists as well. They get dubbed. Yes.
And it's a very kind of punky thing, and it's very exciting, and it's good. But the thing is, they've established themselves as the rebellion, when it should be the dominant culture.
Yes.
I say should, but that's because I'm going on the materialist line of should.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, history has steeped the Western society in myth, and it's very difficult to shake. Previous myths, of course, have been shaken. We no longer believe in the rain god or Zeus, and Thor has gone. We know what actually does cause thunder. No, we don't need it. a Thorian explanation for thunder. But it's frustrating that we haven't shaken the current popular religions, although in countries like the UK they are a dwindling force. In fact, we meet in what used to be a church in the back room of Vintner's pub, 10 to 12 Warwick Street. A bit more commercial throwing in there.
Why not?
On a Thursday evening, usually one ending in teen, the middle of the month, and we meet at 8 o'clock. It used to be a church, and the other venue that we sometimes hire when we have expectations of a larger audience, it was also a church, St Paul's, which is a wonderful venue. Oh,
Have it, yeah. A bit Dawkins, are we on? We're talking about the Vintner's parrot and
they dropped the parrot. I think it fell off the shoulder, you know. They haven't had parrot in their name for about 4 or 5 years, I don't think.
Vintner's
It's still, if you search for it, it still comes up as Vintner's parrot though.
I believe there is there's a controversial and exciting event coming up quite soon.
Sure is, yes. April 27th, we have a debate. Not all of our events are expert presentation followed by Q&A. Sometimes we hold debates on a contentious issue. And in the past, we've had a debate on politics. That was for the 2015 general election. You might call it hustings. We had all 5 candidates and we grilled them. And then more recently we had a debate on intelligent design versus evolution as an explanation for the diversity of life. That was fun. At the end we had to sort of shepherd people out because they were still arguing.
Right.
And the pub wanted its room back. And this time we've got a debate on the motion: this House believes abortion should be illegal. And we have 2 people coming to propose the motion from an organisation called Abort 67, which is the British arm, happens to be headquartered in Worthing, of an American organisation with the same name. And over there, of course, it's a really big issue. They're divided into 2 camps, which permeates the whole of politics and most of society, and they call it pro-choice and pro-life over there. Contentious names, deliberately meant to, demonise the alternatives. And the people have got so involved over there that murders have been committed, buildings have been set on fire, and so on. Well, this is Worthing, so we're not expecting anything of that level of anger, but it should still be quite a feisty sort of event. Come along and express your views. Are you in favour of legal abortion or are you against it? I will be speaking against the motion. I will be supporting the idea that abortion should remain as it currently is in this country, legal.
What does the Abort 67 in the title itself mean?
I think 67 comes from the year that the Abortion Act, which was shepherded through Parliament by David, cut in his name in a minute.
We'll have a little bubble saying.
He is former leader of the Liberal Party, Steele, thank you, who's David Steele, whose private motion actually succeeded in being passed by Parliament in 67. That's my guess as to why they incorporate 6 and 7 in their name. He was very lucky because, of course, private bills all go into a hat and then get pulled out, and the lucky one actually has time to go through Parliament or to be presented to Parliament. And his came, he won the lottery.
Came out of the hat.
Yeah. Because most of Parliament's time is scheduled for government business, and no government would touch abortion law because they saw it as an election loser. And this is even though before the Second World War they had commissioned a group of experts to look at the pros and cons of abortion and report on it. And the commission recommended that it should be made legal. And then the war came and nothing was done. And right through the 50s, no government would schedule it as part of their manifesto. And then David still got pulled out of the hat in 1967. That's why we have our current law.
And just to touch on it, not too deeply, because we can leave that for the actual debate,
Exactly.
but for a little bit online, there has been talk online about the fact that men should not be involved in the debate.
Yes, I've heard that argument. You've got no womb, so you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion. Well, I've got daughters who have got wombs, and I've had 2 wives who have had wombs, so I don't see why my opinion should be disregarded. And what about the father of the aborted child? Shouldn't he have a say in this?
So the position on not being allowed to speak on it because you're a man is pretty much irrelevant. It seems to be what you mean.
It's a nonsense.
Yeah. You have a brain. You had a part in that creation.
Yeah.
So you have a right to.
Absolutely.
What percentage right?
Not. I wouldn't put a figure on it. I think every case has got to be judged individually. It's not a subject for a blanket decision. We've got to take each case by case and make a decision based on medical evidence and so on and so forth. Social evidence too, because unfortunately we live in a society where people can be stigmatized for making a decision which is deemed to be wrong by their family members. And it shouldn't be like that. You know, we can't alter the world we live in instantaneously. We have to wait for things to change. Now our camera lady is going to walk backwards into a wall.
You're right. To extend the point about abortion rights or pro-lifery and the rest of it into the American situation at the moment where they've just elected Trump and out we go on Brexit. Let's not linger on Brexit, but what do you think about the Trump aspect to the modern world?
Do you know, I get quite involved with America because I debate with people online who live there, and I'm also an advisor and an admin on some American Facebook groups. So it's something that has come up a lot. I'm not a Trump fan, and I like some of the humorous descriptions of Trump fans which have come up. For example, Trumpanzees. I love that. And then because of their thin skin and what's the expression? Well, certainly because of their thin skin. Another name for them is Trump thin skins. Right. Another play on words that I rather like. So yeah, it's regrettable, isn't it? This is one of the problems with democracy. It makes everybody's view equal, and that means that you are at the mercy of the level of education of your electors. So if you don't educate them well, you pay the price, and America is doing that.
Does that make you an elitist?
Yes, definitely.
What do you think about that? Much more light.
Yes, I know. What's wrong with it? If we don't have another word which is politically incorrect nowadays is intelligentsia. But where would we be? What sort of a country would we live in if we didn't foster people who can actually do stuff that earns money? Okay? I mean, people should be proud of their gifted and high-attaining people. They shouldn't be denigrating them. Not that I claim to be.
That's what the Skeptics represent in a sense, isn't it?
It's a home. It's a home for people who like being, who are still learning, who like being lectured at and questioning and stuff like that. So come along, if you're that sort of category, come along to our meetings.
John Richards, thank you very much. See you at the Skeptics.
You're welcome.